Hola, hola everyone. Welcome back to the Resin Lab by Alexandra. Today I pulled out a couple of simple molds, the shell and this crescent moon. They have like raised flower floral patterns on them so that it creates like an indentation in the piece once you demold it. I did get these molds on clearance from Michael's quite some time ago, so I don't have links for these molds exactly. So if you like the pieces, you are more than welcome to order them from me. Or otherwise, I will try to find something similar on Amazon and link it below. So let's get started. Okay, I mixed about 320 milliliters, and because I know this one takes about 200 and this takes about 100. So I'm trying to decide what color to do them. I think I'm gonna do them white and then do acrylic paint on them. That is what I will do. So let me pull out, I think I'll do HTV Rant today. I think I'll do that. So let's do that color. And let's see, 300, so I'll do 1 scoop per 100. So I don't want these to be translucent. All right. And I pulled out my G3 curing machine today because I got a little behind on recording. Normally I record a few days in advance, but yesterday was my birthday, so I did not have a chance to record. My mom made me a, oh no, I did not mean to do that. Ooh. Some of you are probably going, that's what you get for not mixing it beforehand. Oh my goodness. My mom made me a nice birthday dinner and she got me a cake. My mom lives with me. My mom and my stepdad live with us. So there's 7 of us in the house. It seems like a lot, but we have enough space. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that since she made me dinner and we spent some family time together, I did not have a chance to record last night. So that's also another reason why I pulled out some simple molds, because I don't want to cheat you guys out of a video, number one. And number two, I like crafting. I like making videos. So I thought about maybe doing a throwback, but I feel like maybe I don't have enough to do throwbacks. I mean, this will be episode 28. So, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know. I didn't really feel like doing a throwback. So, maybe a little bit further down the line, I might, if I go on vacation or out of town. But then I'll have more videos to choose from too. I do have a craft fair coming up next month that I want to start making some more items for. So you might see me making some of the same items, but maybe in a different style. So hopefully that doesn't bore you guys. I think making the same thing in a different style is a good idea. Just because, you know, you get inspired differently. You maybe see a piece one way and then decide, oh, let me try it this way. Like that dome lamp, I have an idea to do it again but I did it so recently that I want to give it a little more time before I do another dome lamp for you all. I don't know. You tell me what you think. Some of you have been really gracious and have told me to just do me and do what I want, and I love that, and thank you for that. But I also want to do what you all want, you know? I don't want to scare away anybody or drive anybody away for that matter. So I want to keep all of you engaged in my content. So yeah. All right, I think this is good. I'm gonna go and put this in the vacuum chamber, and then it'll be time to pour. So I will see you all in just a moment. All right, I've got my resin debubbled. I've got my molds ready on the G3 mat. So let's get to it. So let's do the shell first. And what's that? Oh, I see some stuff on there. I'm sorry, I cleaned these earlier. And I guess when I moved them, I got some debris on there. Now, next time I do these with a little bit more time, I do want to brush mica powder into the detail, which will take quite a while, but I think that's what I'll do next time. So let me spritz with alcohol, and let's pour. So on these molds, I've noticed that, oh, that looks so silky. I've noticed that you kind of have to rub in the resin into the mold to get all those little, to avoid getting bubbles into all those little crevices. So I think I'm going to use this squeegee here just to get everything into the crevices before I finish pouring everything. And on these pieces, I make these into wall decor. So I put the little hangers on the back, and they look great in bathrooms, especially if you have like a sea theme. I realize I'm adding some bubbles here by doing this, so I'm gonna heat gun the bubbles out before I pour more resin. But like I said, I want to get the resin into every little crevices possible. So let's see. Let's pull out my heat gun. So I'm going to pull out my heat gun and just pop some of these bubbles here. continue to pour. And I think that's good. Let me heat gun the rest of that. I've got about 140 left, so I think I might have some extra, which is fine. So let's see. Okay, so that's that. Let's turn this carefully. And do the moon. Let me see, there we go. Just want to make sure I'm in the frame. So start over here. And what I'll do is drag it from this edge over. There we go. I'm very concentrated, y'all. Forgive the silence. All right, let's do this side here. All right. So let's heat gun this. Missed a couple spots over here. And let's pour the rest. Now I was looking on Amazon to find a link for something similar, and I found a similar moon on Amazon, and unbeknownst to my expectation, I found the exact same shell mold. So according to Amazon, there's 2 left. That's as of the making of this video, which was about 24 hours ago, at least real time. So if you're interested in the shell mold, I've linked it below. And it is a little pricey in my opinion I got it on clearance at Michael's. So I do think it's a little pricey on Amazon, but like I said, if you're interested in getting a piece made, you can always order one through me, or you can buy a similar mold and make it yourself. Look at that, no extra. I had enough to dome. Let's see. Do I want to do that? I think this is domed enough. So this extra, I'm going to pull out, let's see. I know, I have an idea. I will pull out one of the sea creatures molds and then maybe attach it to the shell in some way. We'll see. Let's see. Okay, so I pulled out this sea creatures mold, and I'm gonna attempt to do this jellyfish with the little bit of resin I have left. So let me go ahead and spray. Spray my other pieces. Now this I'll put on the heat mat. So let's pour the rest of this into this starfish mold. And look at that. That was just enough. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Very good. Okay, so let me go ahead and take my dotting tool and just kind of get that resin into the little crevices of the mold here. All right, get a squeegee and wipe that off. Okay, sorry for the jolt in the video. I got interrupted, so I kind of forgot and lost where I was. But I finished pouring the star, did the dotting tool to get all of the resin into the little grooves there. So this I'm going to put aside for now, and then I'll place on my heat mat. These two I'm going to, oh, they look nice already. Probably going to do the heat gun. Actually, let's do the heat gun one more time. All right, so that's good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and cover this up, set the timer for I'm gonna do 2 hours, and then I'll be back to demold. See you in a little bit. It's time to demold. So let's start off with the little starfish. That came out cute. Just a tiny bubble on the back, but no big deal, it's on the back. A little bit of trimming to do, but not a big deal. So that came out good. Let's try out the moon. And I domed it really good, so I don't need any major trimming on the edge, which is great. And I don't see any bubbles on the design, which is great, because the problem with this is that once you paint it, that's when you kind of see all the bubbles come out, the micro bubbles. So I don't see anything. So that looks good. Let's check out the shell. That looks good too. I don't see any bubbles. And I don't feel like I need to trim the edges. I domed it pretty well. So yeah, this looks great. So I'm gonna pick out a color to paint these, and then I will be right back. we are all finished. So on this one, I just left it simple, painted the ins. Well, you saw I brushed the paint over the top, got it into the little grooves that were made by the mold, and then wiped off the excess. And then on the back, I put a little hook for it to be hung on the wall. On the starfish, I just added a little magnet and trimmed the edges. I think I did that off camera though. So that's where the little starfish is. It's gonna go in my giveaway bin. And then on the crescent moon, I did the same thing. Brushed some paint into the grooves, wiped off the excess, put a little hanger on the back, and then added these little acrylic hexagons is what they are. Yeah, these little acrylic hexagon chains on the bottom, just to give it a little bit of life. So anyhow, that's it for today. Thank you all so much if you made it this far for watching. I will see you all on Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks again for all of your support and your subscribes. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. Bye.